Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to our channel. This is the Crime Time Tales, and today we're going to look into the sad case of Kelli Bordeaux. The case of Kelli Bordeaux is a tragic murder case that gained significant media attention in 2012. Kelli Bordeaux was a 23-year-old soldier stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, in the United States. On the evening of April 13, 2012, Bordeaux disappeared under mysterious circumstances, sparking an extensive search effort and a subsequent criminal investigation. On the night of her disappearance, Bordeaux had gone out with friends to Froggy Bottoms, a local bar near her apartment. She was last seen leaving the bar with a fellow soldier, Nicholas Holbert, who offered her a ride home on his motorcycle. According to Holbert, he dropped her off near her apartment complex, and she walked towards her building. This was the last known sighting of Bordeaux. When Bordeaux failed to report for duty the following Monday, her unit initiated a search. Law enforcement agencies, including military and civilian authorities, became involved in the investigation. The search efforts were extensive, involving ground searches, canine units, helicopters, and divers scouring nearby bodies of water. As the investigation progressed, suspicion fell on Nicholas Holbert, the soldier who claimed to have dropped Bordeaux off near her apartment. Investigators discovered that Holbert had a criminal history, including charges related to sexual assault. Holbert's motorcycle was impounded and examined for evidence, but no conclusive evidence linking him to Bordeaux's disappearance was found at that time. Despite the lack of direct evidence, investigators continued to focus on Holbert as a person of interest. They discovered inconsistencies in his statements and interviewed witnesses who reported seeing Holbert and Bordeaux together at Froggy Bottoms on the night she disappeared.
I went and picked her up. We went back to the bar, played pool, drank, sung karaoke. Everything was going good.
As the case gained media attention, public pressure mounted on Holbert, who was eventually arrested on unrelated charges of failing to register as a sex offender. In May 2014, more than 2 years after Bordeaux's disappearance, her remains were discovered in a heavily wooded area about 4 miles from her apartment complex. The remains were found by a hunter, who immediately contacted the authorities. Forensic examination confirmed the remains to be those of Kelli Bordeaux, and the case was reclassified as a homicide. Following the discovery of Bordeaux's body, investigators intensified their efforts to build a case against Nicholas Holbert. In February 2015, Holbert was charged with first-degree murder, first-degree kidnapping, and first-degree rape in connection with Bordeaux's death. The prosecution presented evidence that included DNA and cell phone records that placed Holbert near the location where Bordeaux's remains were found.
I got scared. I didn't want nowhere to hear her, so I hit her again.
And he grabbed
drinking at Froggy Bottoms when Justin visited Kelli in Fayetteville just a week before she went missing.
Really strange. It's like his eyes. He was always like staring.
Pulled in here. I went, took her over there and buried her. I left and went back to the bar.
During the trial, the prosecution argued that Holbert abducted, raped, and murdered Bordeaux after giving her a ride home. The defense, on the other hand, maintained that there was insufficient evidence to prove Holbert's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. However, in November 2016, a jury found Holbert guilty of first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. He was subsequently sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The murder case of Kelli Bordeaux highlighted the vulnerability of military personnel and shed light on the issue of sexual assault within the armed forces. It also underscored the importance of thorough investigations, perseverance, and community involvement in solving such crimes. The case serves as a reminder of the devastating consequences of violence and the lasting impact it has on victims, their families, and their communities. Okay guys, what do you think of the case? How do you conduct sufficient evidence to find someone guilty of murder after the body was in the ground for 2 years? I mean, thank God for modern technology, I guess. Anyways, drop your comments and tell me what you think. Look after yourselves and one another.